comment on there that you sound like Rich Piana. What do you have to say about that?
Like, actually sound like him, or I'm saying stuff like he
I
says.
think sound like.
That's not bad. Rich is a cool guy. It's too bad he's not around anymore. He's a cool guy. I never met him, but
No?
he seemed like a cool guy. So. At least he wasn't down with all the bullshit that goes on in this fucking industry, which I'm not either. So.
Did he train heavy?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure he did at one point. I never really followed like how Rich trained. I know he did like all kinds of crazy, like it was like a 24-hour arm workout or something. But I mean, I appreciate his view on things because like he kind of saw through bodybuilding for what it is. Like, it's even if you like look around nowadays, right? Like, there's a lot of people that shit on Nick Trigili, who has his own podcast now, or his own show, I guess you could call it. Maybe it's a podcast. I don't know what the fucking difference is, but bodybuilding and bullshit. And like I watch the stuff, and I watch RX Muscle, and I keep up with like Nick Strength and Power and all these guys, and it's just like, if these guys are talking about you, it's because there's something to talk about, right? Like, you're like, oh, this guy's talking shit about this guy and this guy and this guy. It's like, at the end of the day, a lot of the times, I mean, I'm sure that people are talking out of place and saying things they shouldn't say, or maybe making thumbnails or clickbait stuff maybe they shouldn't do, and I'm sure they're guilty of that. But you have to understand, they're trying to get people to view what they're doing, right? So, but at the end of the day, the baseline of what they're talking about is usually based in fact. So it's like, if it's based in fact, that means that you're the one acting like a fucking idiot, not the person reporting it, right? So if you don't want to come across as an idiot, then don't be an idiot. Just do right by people and act properly and present yourself in a way where no one could ever, if someone does talk shit about you, it's not believable because people know your character and they know you wouldn't do that, right? Whereas a lot of these guys, like, they're doing stories on various things, and whether it's like a supplement company, you have an issue with somebody or some guy like quitting, I don't know what the hell all the stories are, but it's like, these are things that actually people said or that are true. Why are you mad about it? Like, he's just trying to make a living, just like Dave Palumbo is trying to make a living, and any of the other, like, it's just bodybuilding guys. They have podcasts talking about bodybuilding, and Fuad's podcast. Like, they're all just trying to make this industry kind of entertaining, right? Because when it comes down to it, it's really not. Like, it's just guys lifting weights and then getting on stage in a fucking banana hammock and posing, right? And I love the sport. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it. I think bodybuilding's great. But like, if we really break it down to the basics, let's just get on stage in our underwear and posing, guys. Like, it's not the toughest thing in the world, and it's not the most badass thing in the world. So maybe don't take yourself so seriously and have fun with it, and understand that you being able to live this life and make money and be rewarded for posing on stage is like a massive luxury. Like, people would kill to have that life. Like, real people have real problems. Like, you know what I mean? Like, genuine fucking problems. Like, not enough money for food, not enough money for rent, and you're bitching about missing a meal. Like, some people don't have a meal all day.
Quality chicken.
Yeah, or like, or what kind of BCAAs you take and all that stuff. Like, this is all a luxury for you guys, man. Like, you need to chill the fuck out for a bit. Like, understand, like, be grateful for where you are, and maybe it's okay if you missed your meal by an hour. Like, trust me, it will not make a difference, guys. Like, I just think I understand you have to give people structure, especially when they're dieting. You have to, like, you eat this time, and this time, this is the order of your meals. It gives people structure, because the closer you get to shows and the lower your body fat gets, the weirder you get, and the more drugs you're on, the weirder you get. And it just gives people structure, right? But like, you also have this carries over into the off season, where like guys are like maniacal about their calorie intake. Like, I don't eat anywhere near as much food as these guys do, and I maintain a physique of like 290-ish pounds year round, and not a blubbery mess, right? And I eat what I want. Like, I try to get protein in every meal. Like, I might not eat for 3-4 hours because I have an actual job that I have to do where I can't just like carry my meals around, and I might have to just get food on the go. But it's like to get into this like mind state where like every meal counts. Like, that's dangerous, man. It's dangerous, dude. Like and if you guys have been around it, you guys have been around, you're all bodybuilders or you're all fitness people. Like these people are like neurotic about it. It's like, it's okay, man. It's okay. Like you're not going to die if you miss a meal. Your muscles aren't going to deflate if you didn't eat your whole meal, or you had to wait 2 hours to eat a meal you're supposed to eat at 1 o'clock, you're eating at 3 o'clock. It's not going to matter, man. And like, it's like a lot of the guys around here that I train are guilty of it. They're like, oh, guys and girls. It's not just guys. Guys and girls like, oh, I got to get 2 meals in before I train, or I just don't feel right. Are you sure about that? Like, is that you talking, or is that the person who's dieting you talking? Like, do you genuinely think that like, you can't perform in the gym doing this like literally lackluster shit we do in here? This isn't running. It's not sprinting. It's not fucking rolling jujitsu for 3 hours or boxing for 2 hours or like, you know what I mean? It's not this like overwhelming work you're doing, and it's all you're gonna do all day. So like, you think that you can't function unless you have 2 meals in you? Like, you'll be fine, man. You'd be fine if you didn't eat a meal before you came to the gym and you ate all your meals after the gym. That's what people need to understand. Like, your body will adapt to the stresses you put it on, like you put under it, right? So it's like, if I'm working a job, which like apparently no one in bodybuilding has a real job anymore, because that's just fucking insane. Like, why would I have a job when I could just like rely on sponsor money? Like, no, man, go get your ass a job, make money. Like, don't rely on sponsors for money. Rely on yourself to make money, and like understand that like you're gonna have responsibilities in life, and bodybuilding can fit into that. It doesn't have to be all bodybuilding and then nothing. You know what I mean? I think it's like a dangerous thing people are getting into, where like, one, you're relying on sponsors for money that could drop you in a heartbeat, and 2, like you're really thinking that this formula of how you're doing things is equating to success. But it's not. Like, yes, the reason why you plan out your meals is to get them all in, because eating all that food at one time would be impossible. Eating it over 2 meals might be kind of tough. Eating over 3 meals, like, I might get too full, I might not get it all in. But it's like, it's designed to get the amount of macronutrients in that you're prescribed for your diet over the day, right? So if you can still do that, doing it in 4 meals, and you don't want to eat 6 meals, guess what? You'll be fine. No one wants to tell you that, because they want you to think that the formula is in how you're doing what they're telling you. And you get this, like, you get in this warped world where it's like, yeah, if I don't have my cherry juice or my fucking cranberry juice prior to my training, and then I don't have like this, I don't have an apple 2 minutes before I train. It's like all these little intricate things. It makes no difference, man.
Superstition.
You're on fucking drugs that prevent you from muscle wasting. That's what anabolic drugs, like, that's what steroids do. They promote recovery and they stop you from wasting muscle. So you're in a constant state of being in a state of being able to build muscle and repair. So what do you think that apple's doing for you? So we're going to do like a full day of eating with me soon, and I'm going to show you. I'm not a bodybuilder, and I won't be one again. But I mean, I like to enjoy my life, and I like to eat what I want to eat. I don't overanalyze every piece of food that goes into my mouth and like break it down in my head as I'm eating. Is this, how many carbs is this? Like, I don't fucking care. It's obviously whatever it is. And if I'm full, I'll stop eating it. And if I'm hungry, I'll eat again. And it's like, I've never in my whole life, even when I competed, did I overanalyze everything that went in my mouth. I think that's a really negative feedback to give yourself, where you're like hypercritical of everything you do. And like, you're not eating for fun, like you're not eating to enjoy it. Because I think if you have a positive association with food, and I'm no like psychologist, nor is this backed up by anything, so don't fucking write me about it. It's like, I think if you have like a positive outlook on food, and you enjoy what you eat, and you have fun with like what you're doing, and you don't feel bad about it, I think that the people that do that respond a lot better to what they put in their body. So I think people like that can get away with doing certain things, right? Like, as opposed to like, we all know that person who's like, well, like, you'll offer them like a piece of, I don't know what it could be. It could even be like a protein cookie or something, and they're fucking looking at the back. How many calories is this? Oh, can't have that. It's like, what? It's like, or like, even tell the person, like, I got these blueberries here. You want a blueberry? Oh, I can only have one. This many calories in a like, oh my God, man. Like, just like this whole, this whole like, I think it's perpetuated by like these diet coaches and these guru preps and like all these guys who get people ready for shows, and they make them think that like, because they have to do something to separate themselves from each other, right? So it has to be their method that separates them, because the food is probably the same. Like, let's get honest. Like, it's probably fish, chicken, some beef at some point, rice, potatoes, vegetables, oatmeal, whatever the fuck, cream of rice. It's all the same ingredients, right? So I have to convince you that my method is what makes me different, because how I'm telling you to eat that stuff, that's making the difference. And the way I get you to like time your stuff makes all the difference. Incorrect. It's so fucking wrong. And if you believe that, then you've bought into the bullshit, and good for you. But if it keeps you on track, you should keep doing it, like for a show and stuff like that. But like, understand that, like, try it. I know it's like it's like a fucking earth-shattering concept. Try and not eat your meals on time tomorrow, and I bet you're still fine. I bet you your weight doesn't fluctuate 20 pounds and you don't drop 5 pounds of muscle. You'll be fine, man.